of his skin.
The only glove touch is going to be on somebody's forehead in a second.
David Branch in the white trunks. Vini Magalhães in the black trunks.
See?
Wow, you're right. Lance Palmer calls it right out. Right off the bat, David Branch knocks Vini Magalhães to the ground and just says, you know what, just stand back up. Smart enough, Lance, as we talked about, not to go down that cobra hole.
Definitely. If you don't need to, there's no reason to. David Branch works on everything. He's a complete mixed martial artist. He works on the striking and the ground game, and his boxing he's always refining it. So why not stand on your feet and try and finish him on your feet?
All right, now that both combatants are inside the cage of the decagon, we can ask Renzo Gracie, who trains David Branch. Renzo, did he train differently for this fight, knowing that he was going against a world-class Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu artist?
Definitely. He was training with the heavier opponents, you know, and trying to prevent. He trained a lot of counters to take down and how to position well in case if he end up on the ground to prevent any submissions, you know.
Is this a fight that David trained to end early? Is this something, obviously you want to end it early on time, but is he prepared to go 5 rounds?
To be honest, I never seen, I don't know why, I don't know what kind of bad blood they had before, but I never seen David with this driven of anger, you know. He's normally a very polite, very calm guy. Very thinker. You know, he thinks a lot about the fights, and he's very safe, and he's taking risks that normally he doesn't take.
Well, his striking right now is on par as he has come out in this first 90 seconds and really set back Vini Magalhães, trying to send a message. And of course, his last fight went 5 rounds. Branch did get the decision in that one, but he was not happy about it, telling me he was disappointed that it went 5 rounds. He thought he said, I should have ended this thing in the 2nd or 3rd. Catching the kick of Vini Magalhães and just holding it there momentarily.
Vini improved a lot in his hands.
Yeah.
In the last matches.
Little headbutt there, I think.
And I think the first thing that I noticed right off the bat is look at the size of the two fighters. I mean, Lance, this is something you can appreciate. You look at Vini, I mean, he's a big fella. He looks like a middle linebacker for The Ohio State University, and David comes in looking more like a wide receiver, a tight end.
But that's the advantage that I see with David. He's way faster with the hands, and he's looser, and he's moving. When we saw in one of his previous light heavyweight fights, he looked a little slow because he tried to put too much weight on, I think.
Definitely.
He looks great right now.
He's walking around weight, and that was it.
Yeah, the speed is there, and he's so focused.
See how well he moves.
Boy, David Branch is very quick on his feet, getting in and out of that. Look at this.
And
Quick jab,
well,
and then he's in and out.
His jab is coming in good.
What do you think, Renzo, is David's strength? Is it his striking? Is it his jiu-jitsu?
He has a very good boxing. It's like when I see him sparring, and normally he spars much better than when he fights. His hands are completely loose. The ability that he has to hit with precision, you know, and strength, it's amazing. And when he fights, he holds back a little. But this time he's a little hungry. He's pushing forward in a different way this time. He probably had some bad blood before.
I was going to say, look at the eyes of David Branch. I mean, look at this, he is fired up.
And the problem when you're fighting a weight, there's no yours. If you get hit by one punch, you may go out. So you got to be careful on that chance too with Vini. Vini's throwing some heavy leather when he comes in.
This one is scheduled for 5 rounds for the light heavyweight title belt that is in the possession right now of David Branch, as Vini Magalhães would love to get this fight to the ground and see exactly what kind of jiu-jitsu David Branch has, because right now it is David Branch and his striking in that jab.
Branch is doing a great job with that jab. He's just keeping Vini uncomfortable the whole time, and he can't get his offense.
I don't know if you noticed, but when Vini throws a hit, he always pushes, shovels David across the ring.
He's almost flinching as he punches just because he knows that counter is coming back.
Branch continuing to snap off that left jab as we go under 20 seconds to go here in round number 1. 1. This one's scheduled for 5. And to Lance's point, Vini Magalhães' life has not been so fun this first 5 minutes as David Branch has come out with a vengeance. As we go under 10 seconds to go, we will see a second round in the main event here. WSL 33.
That was,
and how about this
that was a very well connected.
He definitely caught.
That had a little Rocky Balboa, Apollo Creed action after the bell as we get set for round number 2. And once again, it is the champ David Branch in the white trunks who comes out pushing the pace early. For a report on Vini Magalhães' corner, let's check in with Joey.
All right, Todd. Well, Coach Mark Beecher addressed the main weapon that Branch was finding success with, and that's his jab. They want David Branch, they want Vini to take away the jab by parrying the jab and throwing kicks, parrying the jab and countering with jabs, and doing that right there. Keep looking for those head kicks. They feel like Branch is susceptible to those.
He certainly was at the end of round number 1, and it's a 4-inch reach advantage for David Branch over Vini Magalhães. So, coach against your student right now, Renzo Gracie, how does Vini Magalhães neutralize that jab and get inside and do some damage?
It's the way that he moves is very difficult. He's doing now a very good thing, which is low kicks, you know, to break David Branch's approach to get so close. But he has a very good flexibility, and that head kick, it's very efficient. Like every time he threw, it was dangerous, you know. But what I don't see people doing much nowadays, it's clinch. Like when I was growing up, one of the most important things, you never could get hit, because when I was fighting, it was open weight. I was 145 fighting guys 230.
Oh, and down goes Vini Magalhães taking the big left, and David Branch looking for a finish. Vini is just scrambling for his life as David Branch now coming in with the hammer fist.
What people don't understand, David Branch has a very strong ground game. It's not just get him and finish. Look.
Yeah, he is not giving this guy a chance, and Vini is in a world of hurt.
Just warm him up, you gotta back up. Back up, up.
And Vini showing very strong signs of fatigue.
He's definitely hurt still.
Yeah, he got rocked, and Branch is going to try to end this thing here in round number 2. Another left and a few more punches. This is going to be it.
Yes.
David Branch looking to prove prophetic with that tweet that he sent out just before the fight, wanting to end this fight quick and in a dominant fashion. And I'll tell you what, I got to give Vini Magalhães a lot of credit because he is taking some serious shots.
Yeah, that hook is coming in every time. And now he's not fearing the ground anymore. Look.
No. David just saying, why would I go down there and give you a chance?
Come on, you gotta go.
2 minutes to go.
Hands up.
The ferocity in which David Branch has struck here in round number 2 is impressive.
And he found the path, which is the left hook coming in every time, look. And do you see the difference in size?
Yes.
Vini Magalhães is able to put up with the punishment that comes from David. If it was the other way around, this fight would be over already with the shots that David has been landing.
Vini trying to survive this final 80 seconds and get to his corner and regroup because David Branch just rocked his world.
When guys are hurt, this is when they're most dangerous, though. So you have to be calculated when you're coming in.
Extremely, because it's very common to you go to look at this. A kick like this will send you home to ask you what happened, you know?
Exactly. I'd like to see a little level change out of Branch. Get him dipping down.
Look how many times that left hook is coming in.
Vini just happy to retreat. Buy himself 5 more seconds. Clear his head just a little bit, and Branch doing a great job of just pressuring, continuing to come forward.
35 seconds to go.
Vinny's definitely shown his toughness.
We'll see if we get another flurry here at the end of the round like we did in round number 1. This time it is all David Branch. Final 10 seconds of round number 2. Another big round, and this time it's David Branch sending Vini Magalhães to the canvas. One more time, the left, right on the butt. Round 3 when we return. Back inside Municipal Auditorium in Kansas City, WSOF 33.
Oh, no coaching, guys, no coaching. Dave, I need you over here, please.
Dan Mergliotti has called for the doctor to check out Vini Magalhães.
He's okay? All right.
And the doctor has cleared him.
All right, you ready? Oh.
Dr. Kenneth Butler in
You ready,
charge.
sir? You ready?
Medical services here inside the auditorium. So here we go, third round of 5 with the light heavyweight belt on the line. Clearly Lance Palmer and Renzo Gracie, you'd have to give that second round to the champ.
Yes, definitely.
There's no doubt. He almost finished the fight plenty of times, 3 times, I think. Vinny's tough, though. He's showing it.
Showing a lot of heart. Moving forward, trying to find a way to scramble, to get in his positions.
Nice check on that kick.
Had the opportunity to listen into both corners during that commercial break, and Vini Magalhães' corner would love to see him get a body lock. Of course, they said David Branch does not want to go to the ground with you, which is very true. David Branch having success with what he's doing. Why go to the ground? Here it is, the body lock, and David Branch recognizes it and just pushes him off. Jab keeps coming. David Branch with that 4-inch reach advantage, continuing to hammer away with that left. It was the big left hook that sent Vini Magalhães to the canvas in 2 minutes to go in round number 2. It's a devastating blow of this fight so far.
Branch is landing all those jabs and hooks. If he puts the jab and the hook together, I think he can finish him off with that right hand by putting them all together. He's throwing the one at a time. If he adds on to him, he's going to have a lot easier time landing that right hand.
Definitely.
David Branch, who came into this bout weighing just over 204 pounds, and Renzo, you train him. He has changed the whole dimension of this light heavyweight division because of the speed at which he can work. Smaller fighter, but
very dedicated athlete. You know, he trains a lot, brings his food to the gym, spends the whole day there. It's one of those that he's not here by chance. You know, he really worked hard and put his heart into becoming a champion. Not only with one weight division, but 2.
So if you were advising him, Renzo, and he had to pick one belt to defend full time, which one do you think he'd be better at?
185 for sure. 185 would be much better for him. He's extremely strong on that weight division.
Nice shot.
He's starting to use a lot of body shots now. He's landing some good ones.
This is round 3, scheduled for 5. World Series of Fighting Light Heavyweight Division. The champion, David Branch, on the left side of your screen in the white trunks. He is also the reigning middleweight champion. Trains with Renzo Gracie at the Gracie Academy out of New York. Vini Magalhães, world-class Brazilian jiu-jitsu artist. Bigger fighter in this weight class, but right now it has been the speed and the accuracy, the striking of David Branch and that left jab.
Vinny's just been waiting to counter a lot in this round, and a lot of that has to do with him getting hurt in the last round. But if he starts to pressure a little more and starts adding on to his combos and shooting and striking first, I think he'll have a lot better time.
That's the right recipe for him right now.
he's waiting and hoping to land that counter, but that counter is not always going to be there because Branch is doing such a good job getting in and out. And now he's keeping his hands up a little better as he's pulling so that high kick doesn't land.
Branch once again backing down into the corner. Vinny doing a good job of getting on his bike.
And Branch has been efficient in the sense of putting him out of balance where his punches have no power. They come light, so he even receives them in order to strike back.
He's chopping them down one at a time instead of just one big one at a time.
Final 10 seconds of round number 3, and we will see a 4th round of 5 when we return to Kansas City live on NBCSN. Back inside Kansas City's Municipal Auditorium, we are set for the 4th round. This one's scheduled for 5 in the light heavyweight division. Your champion David Branch in the white trunks and Vini Magalhães out of Brazil in the black and red and white. So far it has been David Branch who has been dominant. Happy to be joined by Lance Palmer, the featherweight champion of the World Series of Fighting, and of course the great Renzo Gracie. So the 4th of 5th rounds, things have settled down after that explosive round number 2 where David Branch sent Vini Magalhães to the canvas but was unable to finish him, and now Vini starting to feel where he's maybe more comfortable but still has not been able to find an answer for that jab, Renzo, and score really significant points.
Wow, great move from both of them.
Vinny able to fire off a punch with one leg, the other one being trapped by Branch. Boy, those kicks have got a lot of power on them.
Heavy,
Oh,
feel it.
Very
heavy legs. Vinny does have it. Very heavy legs.
Lance, are those the kind of shots you take and maybe not so much you feel it the night of the fight, but the next morning you're like, what hit me?
What are you talking about next morning?
What kind of
A couple
drug-
hours from now.
Yeah.
You can barely walk.
Especially on his arm like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Arm to the body. Look at those legs. Even without setting it up, he kicked right through him. He's still waiting for Branch, though. He's not being first. This has been all Branch's show so far, except for that head kick at the end of round 1.
And it is in the morning, Renzo, by the way. If you haven't checked your high-price timepiece on your wrist, it's we're going up on 12:40 a.m.
I
here in
forgot
Kansas
about
City.
that.
There you go.
Once the light is on, I forgot about everything else. For me, it's daytime.
Amazing how the pace has changed, and now really it seems like it's almost playing into the favor of Vini Magalhães.
Yeah, Branch has slowed it down a lot this round so far.
Trading a fighter, Renzo, to go 3 rounds as opposed to going 5, is it a whole different proposition?
It's a different fight. It's a completely different fight.
And Lance, you've gone plenty of 3 rounds. You've also done the 5-round version before. The training camp is just completely, is it that much different?
I don't know. My last however many fights, I think the last 4 or 5 fights have been title fights. So every time I train for a fight, it's 5 rounds no matter what. You train for 6 rounds because then 5 is easy.
So that's 25, 30 minutes of all out, everything you got.
Definitely. And obviously you pace yourself so you can go that long and still have the stamina and be able to move and do everything like you did in the first, in the 5th, because that's what you train for. You train to fight in the 5th like you do in the first.
Nice leading left from David Branch, and he's once again walking down Vini Magalhães. Branch continuing to come forward, measuring up that left jab. So impressed tonight with David Branch and his striking. Not only striking Renzo, and to your credit, what you've done with this young man is his footwork, his head work, the way he's moving with his hands. I mean, just cutting off the ring.
What many people don't know, his older brother was a professional boxer. So,
wow.
At this pace, I'll ask both of you guys, Lance and Renzo, is there any way if the fight stays like this in round 4 and round 5 that Vinny can win this fight?
No, absolutely not. He's got to do a lot more. He hasn't been landing the amount of shots that Branch has landed. He hasn't caused the damage that Branch has caused. There's a lot of things that he's doing. He's just waiting for Branch to score, and then he's trying to counter off of those scores. He hasn't even gone for, ooh, nice shot.
And another big shot from David Branch, and this may be the start of the end. Dan Mergliata taking a close look at the eyes of Vinny Magalhães, and he comes back with a high kick, gets nothing but air. And David Branch now starting to sense an opportunity here to end this fight and not see a 5th round.
You start to wonder why Vinny hasn't tried to go and set up a takedown, because that's the only way he can get this fight where he wants it, on the ground. And he hasn't even attempted.
And he don't have been doing that at all. He's not working to close the gap, to clinch, and try to work from there.
And that clap is music to the ears of Vinny Magalhães, meaning under 10 seconds to go. So he is going to see the 5th and final round, but not before absorbing some punishment at the end by way of David Branch. So we go to the championship round. It is round 5, the big finale. And once again, with a minute to go in this one, Branch landing a big shot to the head of Vinny Magalhães and just wobbling his knees. Now he has to go back and regroup, guys, and see if he can come up with anything. 5 more minutes of championship fighting.
In my opinion, Branch has already done enough to win this fight, but it's whether this round he decides to go out and try and get the finish and put him away, or if he wants to coast and get the decision. But I think he's going out there and trying to get this finish in this last 5 minutes.
Coach, what is he going to do?
I really believe he's going to push. He's pushing now. Look, Vinny a little bit out of time. It brings him up. But it looks like he's going for the win, for the finish. You know, but you gotta be careful when you're fighting a weight division that is not yours. You gotta be very careful.
Oh, nice!
Look at what a beautiful strike back and a beautiful kick in the stomach.
David Branch looking crisp and fresh in round number 5. Really, the tail of the tape in this fight, Renzo, has got to be that left jab of David Branch and how accurate he was all night with it.
Constantly, every round, he was pushing that, and then next thing you see, he's bringing the left hook, following the right hand, every single time.
Every time Branch punches to the body, he lands the shot. But if he comes up top, back to the head after that shot, that's where he can cause a lot more damage too. He's doing a great job of mixing his punches up.
And for Vinny Magalhães, he's looking at the final 3 minutes and 30 seconds to try to make some magic happen. Try to catch David Branch with something that he hasn't seen before and end this fight, because that's really the only way he's going to get the victory, is with a submission or some type of TKO. And not many guys get a title shot, and that's what Vinny's got tonight, but he has run into an absolute buzzsaw, Renzo, in a very motivated David Branch.
Very well driven, moving forward the whole time. Look at the shots that are coming in. Vinny, I'm amazed by how much punishment Vinny can take.
You think that has a lot to do with the difference in weight divisions also too?
Definitely. The moment that you fight, if you think about the fight with Nate Diaz and McGregor, look how many times McGregor landed on the first rounds. Then suddenly he got hit once, the fight was over. You know? So it's very common. You gotta be careful fighting out of your weight division. Since I was a child, my father, the only thing my father always say was like, you can't get hit once, because I was 145 pounds fighting guys 230, 240, bare knuckle back then, you know?
Renzo!
I know,
What's wrong with you?
But it was a great time.
I love how you were saying stay in your weight division. You're looking at Lance. Like, Lance, let me just tell you something. Stay in your weight division.
No, because I think he fights at 145, and that was my weight back then. And I was in Japan fighting Maurice Smith, who was the UFC champion. You know, collect Taro, the heavyweight, 230, 235.
So as long as I don't go up to heavyweight,
you're good. Just don't go heavyweight. Go up to 205.
I don't think you want to go up to middleweight, because David Branch will be there waiting for you.
Exactly.
What we saw from him tonight, that's a scary proposition.
And it's a big change now from the time that I was fighting, is the quality of the physique. Look, David Branch at 185. when I was, the guys at 185 when I was growing up, they had a completely different complexion, like strength-wise, speed-wise. David Branch moves like a lightweight, you know, and he's extremely strong, fast.
Look at this. Look at the work. David Branch, beautiful combinations right down the pipe. That is one determined man there in the white trunks, David Branch. He has really controlled this fight from the outset, and he has not backed down. As Lance Palmer pointed out, he could probably have coasted in this last round, and he's going to get the victory, and he is still snapping off beautiful jabs, crisp. It's like he's auditioning for his coach sitting right here, Renzo Gracie, and he's done enough to get the job.
Oh, man. He did unbelievably. Still have 48 seconds to go.
Anything can happen, but
yes,
Vinny has to make it happen here. It's not going to happen by him waiting.
He has to really drive now and try to make something happen if he wants that win.
.30 seconds to go, and it's David Branch continuing to come forward with a sizable lead on points. He continues to fire off that left jab and combinations. And we will let the final 13 seconds play out. That's it. It's all over. How about the work of David Branch? Back inside Municipal Auditorium at the end of a great night of fights. What a performance by all the athletes, but the main event, the showman of the night, David Branch, goes all 5 rounds with Vini Magalhães. And for the official decision, for the last time, we go inside the Decagon and Jazz Securo.
Ladies and gentlemen, all 3 judges, Marcus Danforth, Henry Gary, and Ross Swanberg, score the fight 50-44 for your winner by unanimous decision. And still, the World Series of Fighting